What's up, everybody? It is Wednesday and it's time for Pop in Politics. We are live talking about the latest in hot topics, news, and entertainment. I'm KJ, and let me introduce you to my amazing co-hosts. Of course, we have Yana.
Hello.
And back with us tonight is Chris Anderson. Chris is the president of the Maryland Black Republican Council, and he's running for city council here in Baltimore City. How are you all doing tonight?
Pretty good.
Good.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you for joining us again. He was here with us a month or so ago. Yeah. It was a very popular show that night, so I'm sure it's going to be a lot of fireworks tonight. He is a dyed-in-the-wool Republican, so we're going to have a very good discussion tonight. So before we get into the topics, as I always say, join the conversation by leaving a comment on YouTube or Twitter. We will check the comments periodically throughout the show. And don't just comment, subscribe. If you miss us here on YouTube, you can catch us on Rumble, or you can listen to us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify under the name Pop in Politics. Guys, we are not just a podcast. We are a movement of God-fearing, truth-seeking, America-loving people that understand we're living in urgent times. There is a target on our backs because we value freedom, but we must continue to stand. Join us, stand with us to amplify this rallying call for freedom. All right, everybody, let's set it off. So I want to start out tonight with the third assassination attempt against President Trump actually occurred today. Police reportedly found explosives in a car near President Trump's rally site on Long Island ahead of his speech tonight. If it is confirmed, and I think it has been by now, it would be the latest shocking security breach and comes just 3 days after a would-be assassin was arrested at his Palm Beach golf club. Sources in Nassau County Police Department allegedly told One America News journalist James Lalino that the rally site perimeter was breached and a blue barrel was removed. In addition, during the K-9 sweep, they apparently found an explosive device in one of the vehicles. What is going on, guys? Why are we having all of these breaches with this, the Secret Service and just this stuff going on? What do you think, Yana?
Well, I mean, this is something that we've talked about, that we were expecting this. Mm-hmm. And when Trump says that they're after us and he's in the way, that's what is happening. Yep. They want to take him out. And we've been saying that. So it's the deep state. I mean, there has to be some kind of corruption with the Secret Service, with the CIA, because it keeps happening. Like the first time, it was so obvious that the person was there shooting. Now, again, there's a breach. So I mean, there has to be some sort of investigation on what is going on.
Yeah, Chris, what are your thoughts on this? Third time.
He said it. I think the problem is Trump.
Oh,
sorry. Trump is not, see, his campaign has watered him down so much. Even when he was on the debate stage, he was told not to be Trump, which I understand because he was at a woman. I heard today voters say, well, I'm voting for the guy that they're trying to kill. So because we know that he's going to win. We know Trump's going to win the election if they're trying to kill him. So people are saying, I'm voting for the guy that they're trying to kill because they don't like the system. Trump got to turn back to Trump now. He got to say, listen, I've been a nice guy for a long time. I think he should bring the Proud Boys in. The Secret Service said that they can't protect him because there's not enough Secret Service agents because he's not the president. So he got a limited detail of Secret Service. So they can't go out so many yards. I think he should say, hey, look, I'm bringing the Proud Boys in, and the Proud Boys going to do my additional security, and none of y'all going to have a problem with it. Of course, the media is going to say Trump brought his own army into the, but that shows strength. You know what I mean? I'm going to win this election. I think you should bring the Proud Boys in and let Proud Boys do recon. Just pray to God that the Proud Boys don't knock somebody down or butt somebody with the gun, hit somebody with the gun across the face or something to give him bad press. But I think he should bring a militia in to back him up.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. And we posted a video earlier today talking about how CNN was trying to say the Proud Boys is a white supremacist group. And they were trying to get J.D. Vance to denounce the Proud Boys. And I actually was going to comment and say, I know people, specifically Bevelyn Beatty and Etta Mae. They are pro-life advocates, and the Proud Boys actually saved her. She was at a rally for life, and some leftists tried to knife her, and a Proud Boy saved her.
Right.
That's what they're for.
She's black. She's black, but they say that they're white supremacists.
Right. It'll legitimize them if Trump bring them in and say, listen, don't call them a militia, call them a contract security detail or whatever. But that's what they're supposed to be doing. Obviously, they want the job, give it to them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, a lot of people do not agree with us on this. Oh, I do want to acknowledge our super chatter here. Steven says, join the conversation. Super chat for $5. Thank you so much. Says, join the conversation, drop a super chat or become a member. Thanks, Steven. All right. So, you're right. And, we, of course, think this way, but there are a lot of people on the left and in media that don't, specifically The View. So, again, the Trump campaign released a long list of quotes from Democrats and media figures using extremely inflammatory rhetoric against him, claiming it fueled the 2 attempts to assassinate him, and now, of course, a third. In the campaign emails sent to supporters, Trump's team claimed the shooter was egged on by the rhetoric and lies that have flowed from Kamala Harris, Democrats, and their fake news allies for years. Well, of course, The View had something to say about this. Take a look at this. This is clip number 1.
So now we're going to talk about some idiotic stuff, okay? Because the motive behind the gunman arrested in an apparent assassination attempt against the former president is still under investigation, but it hasn't stopped the Republican candidate and his running mate from putting the blame on President Biden and Vice President Harris. Take a look.
But the big difference between conservatives and liberals is that no one has tried to kill Kamala Harris in the last couple of months, and 2 people now have tried to kill Donald Trump in the last couple of months. I'd say that's pretty strong evidence that the left needs to tone down the rhetoric and needs to cut this crap out.
The audience is appalled.
Yeah.
Literally, jaws were dropping in our audience.
JD, clearly you've not been to one of your boss's rallies because you believe this insanity. He has been inciting violence since 2016, telling them to beat up hecklers, threaten to shoot looters and migrants. I don't remember Bill Clinton ever bitching to anybody about what was going on in his White House when it was sprayed by 29 shots. I don't remember Obama blaming opponents when his White House was shot up in 2011. You have to really take a look in a mirror to see the reflection. One of the reasons that everybody has survived is because the Secret Service has been doing their job. Let's start with that. That's, So quit blaming folks until you decide to take a look at what's coming out of your mouth. You didn't want to tell people that it was a lie that you've been talking about when you're sending people to go against folks in the community.
Yeah.
In Ohio. It's a lie.
Wow. These people, is she kidding me? So now they're trying to blame Trump for his own assassination attempt. I mean, this is ridiculous. They come after him. So first of all, the examples that she used, not one of them was anything that Trump has said or Republicans have said about Biden, about Kamala, or about any Democrats. The list goes on. Kamala Harris repeatedly has said Trump is a threat to our democracy and fundamental freedoms. Joe Biden says it's time to put Trump in a bullseye. Rick Wilson from the Lincoln Project says they're still going to have to go out and put a bullet in Donald Trump. I mean, Maxine Waters about Trump supporters preparing a civil war against us. Liz Cheney Trump presents a fundamental threat to the republic, and we are seeing it on a daily basis. I mean, the list goes on with these people and their violent rhetoric against this man who was the former president of the United States. Yana, what are your thoughts on this?
I mean, she's completely conflating everything. So when Whoopi said that Trump blamed, was it Biden and Kamala? They did not. It was Vance blamed. No,
Right.
He said the left,
Right.
the entire left. And what do we hear from the left? Trump is Hitler.
Oh, wait, I do have to acknowledge another super chatter here. Thank you so much. Kung Fu CJ with the $5 super chat says, hello, ladies. Sorry for my tardiness. LOL. They found a bomb near Trump's rally in New York. Yes. Thank you so much, Kung Fu CJ. We saw that. We saw that they found a bomb. It's crazy.
Right. And so such rhetoric like Trump is Hitler, is a Nazi, is a white supremacist. And those are really just defamation kind of slander that is not true at all. And also it's really to hurt Trump. We had celebrities, pointing that Trump's head.
Right.
Literally people posting on social media that they want Trump dead, and it's not taken down.
No.
None of that is taken down. And now they're blaming Trump for his own safety concerns.
Exactly. Chris, what are your thoughts here?
I don't think Whoopi Goldberg is qualified. I think they should tell her she's not qualified to tell the Trump campaign what to do. If their strategy is to tell people to cut the rhetoric out, which Bill Maher himself has said. Bill Maher himself on his show said that.
I do have to acknowledge another super chatter here. Terry, thank you so much, Terry, with the $5 super chat. Says these women are not very intelligent. It is hard to believe they are educated. I'm sorry. They really need to look in the mirror. Thank you so much, Terry, for that super chat.
Like I was saying, the rhetoric coming from Bill Maher has said something about it.
Right.
And on his show, they said they need to tone it down a bit. They said they want Trump dead. We know we got Looney Tunes out here, and Whoopi Goldberg is deflecting. She's deflecting it off of her. She's saying, well, what about what Trump said? So she didn't say it was wrong for them to say that. She's saying, well, what about what Trump said? So since Trump said something, we just want to let people shoot at him? No, she doesn't know what she's talking about. She's not qualified to speak on the Trump campaign.
You know what it is? From the left, it's the kind of attitude that they generally have. It's like a dangerous victim. It's very common just in normal leftists that I notice, normal or just regular people, or who are a little bit higher up. It's like, I'm a victim, but I'm also angry, and I'm going to say awful things, and it's okay for us to shoot and do violence because I'm a victim. That's the mentality that they have.
Yeah.
It's this victim mentality that makes them like rabid animals.
Yeah, exactly. And another thing is the reason why we're seeing this violent rhetoric that they push and shoot against Trump is because they have no policy. So instead of them constantly pushing their own policy, pushing their own ideas and solutions for the crises that we have in America, what they do then is hurl out these nasty insults towards Trump. He's dangerous. He's a threat to democracy. They compare him to Hitler. And they do this because they have no policies to stand on.
I was just going to add, it came to my mind now that, it all comes back to Marxism in my mind, because when, for example, in Russia, when Marxists took over the country, what did they do? They murdered the entire Tsar's family. Wow. I mean, the father, the wife, and the children. And so that was it's the Marxist mentality. They want to destroy and kill their opponents. And they are not, just like you were saying, Bill Maher was saying, we need to cut the rhetoric.
Yeah.
Because the left, there are practically, when we saw all these man on the street interviews, and when people are saying, "Oh, the shooter should have aimed better" and stuff like that.
Yeah,
that's what they're thinking.
Right.
That's
I do want
what they're thinking.
I have to cut in here, Yana. We have another super chat here tonight. Thank you so much, Steven, with the second super chat for tonight. $2 super chat says, "These women are the best." Trump 2024. Absolutely. I mean,
woman, one more time.
No.
I
We
swear.
have Chris here.
Put a wig. I'm gonna put a pop in politics wig.
Yeah.
I identify as.
Yeah, but one thing I want to get you guys' thoughts on is the idea that we understand that most of the left are not, they don't believe in God, they don't have any type of religiousness about them. And I think that can have something to do with this idea that they always call Trump evil, and they push out this doomsday kind of belief system, is because we, as people who believe in God, especially Bible believers, we understand that we all sin. No one here is perfect. So when we see the left and people like that sinning and doing things that are against God, we don't necessarily demonize them, because we all fall short. But the left, they are still trying to make this a utopia. We understand this isn't a utopia. We're going to have disagreements. We're going to have people who are just don't have good ideas and sin and things like that. This is not a utopia, but they believe that this is going to be a utopia. So any little thing that they believe is against that, they want to destroy, literally and figuratively, because they're still trying to strive towards that utopia. Do you see what I'm saying?
They feel like they're morally, in their mind, they feel like they're morally superior.
Right.
And that they know better, that they're smarter, and that we are holding them back from this utopia
Paradise
that they're trying to get to.
Yeah. What are your thoughts there, Chris?
I think, like I said earlier, Trump needs to. No, I wouldn't say. I think he does take this stuff seriously, but he needs to bring the militia in. I shouldn't use that word on it.
No, you're right.
The Proud Boys. Somebody listen. Forget politics at this point. We're all. Your life is that. Your life. The rhetoric. They're not going to stop. We can say that all day long, and that's why I love your show and everything. We can say that all day long. They're not going to stop. They want the man dead. They're losing. This is because the Democratic Party is losing and they're showing their true colors. It's time for Trump to man up and be. We're not the party of the week. Get the militias in there and put them on the ground. And every time they ask them, say, "Why you got all these guys with guns around you?" Because you got guns pointed at me. If you cut your rhetoric down, I'll get rid of them. But I'm not getting rid of them no time soon. They're sitting here watching my back, and I'm watching the American people back. And that's what he should say.
I agree. I think they smell weakness.
Yes.
And so we should not be trying to play by the rules at this point. Like, we should just do what we got to do.
Right.
I mean, if you got to protect yourself, hire someone, and they will feel like we have to be more united.
The party of the strong.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Trump needs to show strength and say, "This is how." Every time they ask him, say, "Why you have the Proud Boys with you?" This is how I'm going to protect the country. We're gonna govern through strength.
And another thing I want to talk about, speaking of strength, you have the left, they continue to push this idea that the Secret Service are doing their job. You heard Whoopi say, and the Secret Service are doing their great job. We know they are not doing a great job. I mean, this is the most simple thing to protect the perimeter. With the case at the golf course, this man was not far off from where Trump was. An easy perimeter sweep would have caught him, but that was not done. I do want to acknowledge another super chatter here. Oh my gosh, Blanca. Thank you so much. Blanca with the $15 super chat. Thank you. Says Latinos for Trump. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Blanca.
And what you were saying, it's God that's been protecting Trump, but not the Secret Service. Like, the first time, literally, it was by millimeters that he was protected, not because someone secured the perimeter. And this time as well, I mean, it's literally God is protecting him, not the Secret Service.
Yeah, I mean, Chris, what do you think about these holes that have been found with the Secret Service's operation of Trump?
Listen, this is not the reason why Whoopi a shrill for the Democratic Party is saying the Secret Service is doing their job because she wants them to keep doing a worse job than they're doing. Trump should not have faith in this. How many times do I got to say it? Bring somebody in. Yes, you're right. You got the campaign money. Bring somebody in to protect you. Bring a group in. If it don't have to be the Proud Boys, it could be the Black. What they had a little group, Blackwater, I think it was, a Black.
Oh yeah, right. A Black Rock. No, Blackwater.
Blackwater. Something. A little group to hide.
Yeah.
You know, they come with guns. They with their Second Amendment rights. Show it. Show it what our country is going through. And when someone say, Mr. Trump, you know they're gonna say it. Why do you have these armed men around you? Well, these people are trying to kill me. I have these guys here for my protection. They're going to watch my back. They will do perimeter sweeps all day long. They will come to the president and themselves will say, Mr. President, we got your back. I believe some of them will do it for free.
Wow. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a very good point. And it's definitely Dan Bongino has been sounding the alarm on this. He actually put out a post today talking about how I can't remember, I think it was either News Nation or maybe it was the Washington Examiner, posted that the Secret Service has actually gotten raises within the last couple of weeks. They've given themselves raises. We can clearly see this is something that shouldn't have been done. Even since the first attempt on President Trump's life, no one has been fired. No one has been fired.
Technically, the Secret Service director was fired.
She wasn't fired. She early retired. Right. I'm talking about fired, heads roll, no type of compensation package, severance package. She retired. She did an early retirement.
I think Trump needs to call Putin and talk to him about how to have protection. Because when you see Putin, he has people all around there watching. If anybody comes near him, they all come really right away. If anybody puts their arm on his shoulder, they're like, no. And so it's amazing to watch those guys, how they work.
And you've actually seen it before?
Yeah.
In person? Or
Not in person,
on TV.
But whenever they show him on TV, you can see them, you notice them, how
Putin
they
makes
work.
Those people disappear though, right?
Well, they work really well.
Oh, 1 second. I do want to acknowledge another super chatter. Thank you so much, Rustic Hillbilly, with the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Kung Fu CG again. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much with another $5 super chat. Right. Says the two shooters are both in commercials. The Black Rock commercials. You're absolutely right, Kung Fu CJ.
Wait a minute, Black Rock?
Yeah, you're talking about it's something else. Black water. Yeah. Black water, yes. Okay. But there's a Black Rock that's sort of like within the WEF, World Economic Forum, and all that type of stuff. Globalists and things. Yeah. So it's really scary times.
This is an interesting comment. I just wanted to read that.
Yes,
it says, "How are they going to push the Russia hoax this time when Putin is backing Kamala?" That's really funny because I watched I watched Putin talk about it, how he says, okay, well, we supported Biden, now we're supporting Kamala, and they all kind of have this smirk on their faces. Yeah. It's so interesting. It's kind of like this game that is going on. So it's almost like, I want to say that Putin wants Trump to win. I know Putin wants Trump to win. But then he had to say it, so now they can't push the Russia.
Right. Russia.
Like I love that.
I got a different take on that. I don't think he wants Trump to win. I think he needs Trump to win, but it would work in his favor if Kamala wins.
How?
He is a superpower, and America's been a thorn in his spine for a minute now. If Kamala wins, we sit in ducks. That should be a commercial. When he endorsed Kamala, that should be a commercial for us to vote Trump in. This is a superpower. Russia, listen, Putin his name might be out there and all, and Trump and everything, but this man is I'm not gonna say an enemy. I'm not gonna call him an enemy, but this man has grievances against America, and he got nuclear weapons. Kamala's presidency, we'd be sitting ducks with him. I think he was November the 5th, Kamala get elected. November 6th, Putin declares war.
In a way, I there's both ways to look at it. So yes, if Kamala wins, then what's going to happen is that America is going to lose a lot of money because they will keep funding this war in Ukraine. And maybe that is one of the strategies, is to drain the United States off of its money. But Trump will end the war, which is also good for both sides.
It is, but they don't really. Putin would have never. Putin needs Ukraine to bring back the USSR. That's what he's getting old.
Okay, Putin is not bringing back the USSR.
He's not? You don't think so?
No, he's bringing back the Russian Empire.
The Russian Empire, okay.
Not the US. It's a big difference.
That's different. He wants that. He wants that. If Trump gets out in office, Trump going to tell both of them to knock it off. He's going to tell them to knock it off.
Well, yeah, the war will end. And it has to end.
Right. But well, Kamala, he can just go all nukes blazing and say, America, you're on my list now.
Yeah, we will see. I mean, again, definitely we'll see. That comment that Yana read was from one of our Freedom Seeker members. Again, Krista, she's a Freedom Seeker member. She says, how are they going to push the Russia hoax this time when Putin is backing Kamala? Yeah, that's what Yana read that. She is one of our Freedom Seeker members. So guys, if you want to join us, again, that does assist the channel. If you become a member, there's a lot of perks involved with that. And you get that nice sign next to your name, and then you get additional perks from being in our membership club.
And we will respond to your comments. Right. And you become part of the hosts on the show.
Yeah. All right. So I want to move this right along because a lot to cover tonight. I want to move on now to Steph Curry. NBA basketball player Steph Curry just came out and endorsed Kamala Harris. Take a look at this. This is clip number 2.
Obviously, endorsing Kamala is important for me, for my family.
Why? What are the issues you care about most?
Say what?
What are the issues you care about?
I just know from especially women's rights and thinking about, what's at stake with this election, and understanding like we need to be in a position where women have the right to choose what's right for them. And that's at the top of the list for me. I have amazing women in my life who've been a huge inspiration to me. But knowing Kamala and having been around her, and I understand she's qualified for this job. She's, I think, representing what it means to be a great leader and being a decent human being in terms of representing our country the right way. So it's an easy choice for me, but to be able to have be in a situation where you can be a part of the DNC, do a video like that, let people know where I feel like, but foster positive conversations, through it all. I think that's what our country needs.
Wow. So basically, he said that he is endorsing and voting for Kamala Harris because of abortion. He wants his kids to have the right, and his women in his life able to abort their kids. And he's a Christian. What are your thoughts on this, Chris? I want to start with you first.
I think he's a beta male. He's got every sign of a beta male. He looks moist on the screen right there. Talking with the slurred speech. He looks moist. And the women in my life, even my single mom, they all the women that have raised me, and I'm just moist. And if one of them hear me say anything different, I'm gonna get thrown out. I'm not the man of the house. They taking my money. That's what he sounds like. He sounds like a beta male. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, ladies. Look. Don't get me on. I get fired up. Y'all gonna get me canceled. He's not no Christian. This man hasn't read a scripture. The Bible says we're living in a time where evil is called good and good is called evil. We're living in those times. This man haven't read no. You mean to tell me you put the word Christian and God and abortion in the same sentence? What Bible is he reading? Sorry, he's a beta moist. He must a fair weather Christian. He must be in a church with women
women pastors, right?
Women pastors. Yeah. I don't know. He ain't learning no Bible.
It's really sad to hear something like this. He's literally said nothing substantial. He only mentioned the women's rights
in his life
and the rights, and like that's it. That's literally, that's all she's running on.
Right, yeah.
And the thing is that he is the kind of guy who will tell a woman to have an abortion. Mm-hmm. There are lots of guys like this who will F around, mm-hmm. and then they don't want to take care of the kids. Right. So they want the women to have the right because they don't want to take care of the kids. And he seems like that type of guy.
Yeah.
Moist.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that, but yeah, it's very moist. you know, it's really sad. It's frustrating to see so-called self-proclaimed Christian and then men come out. I mean, I don't understand the logic behind that. He is a father, he is a husband, and he wants to give his wife, his children, his daughters, I think he has daughters, the rights for abortion. I mean, where did we go wrong? It used to be a time, again, and I've said this on the show, I mean, I'm pro-life, but if you pro-choice, it used to be safe, rare, and safe and rare. That was the slogan for pro-choice America. And now we're out here advocating for our children to have the right to abortion. Who would want that? I would never want my child. I would never say I want my child to have the right to an abortion or even think that way. It seems upside down.
Upside down.
I mean, I feel like it's almost like some kind of cult, and they just keep repeating that it's such a great thing to have this so-called right. And really, like when you repeat something over and over, it becomes like some sort of like they're like been hypnotized to believe that that's what we need to have. Otherwise, we can't even live. But you know what it is? It could be that if you take that away, let's say this
Safe,
abortion
rare,
on demand,
okay,
then you have to live a more moral lifestyle.
Yeah.
And they want to keep having this immoral lifestyle. So what they're really fighting for is that lifestyle that they want to have, you know, having multiple sexual partners, you know, not worrying about the consequences. That's what they're fighting for.
it's a death cult.
It's we living in the last days. Let's get real. We living in the last days. These people have reprobate minds. He shouldn't even be allowed to talk about Christianity.
Right.
That's a reprobate mind. That's a moist man, an effeminate man. The program is working. Get rid of the men, get the mental house code, effeminize them, and now we got moist men like this standing up talking about, the women in my life.
Yeah.
You're the man. You're supposed to be the man of the household. God put you first. What are you talking about? You're supposed to speak up for the women and the men and the children. You're supposed to be the protector. Why are you sitting there saying something about the women in your life? I mean, you're supposed to protect them by saying, hey, listen, ladies, I'm going with God on this. Y'all gonna come with me on this. We're gonna protect life. I'm not endorsing no Kamala Harris who want to take life. I'm endorsing Trump. You're supposed to come along with me. That's a man. That's strength. This man is moist. I don't think his endorsement goes that far anyway. Steph Curry's a moist man. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, well, and we've seen the fruit of this type of narrative, of this type of policy, and this is out today, all over the news today. They've been talking about this case of a woman in Georgia who died after taking an abortion drug. So, and then Vice President Kamala Harris, while on the campaign trail, highlighted the tragic death of Georgia mother Amber Thurman, 28, who died as a result of not being treated for complications from a medication abortion shortly after overturning of Roe v. Wade in June 2022. So this was highlighted actually today. Thurman, whose son was 6 years old at the time of her death, is the first recorded case of pregnancy-related death after presenting at a hospital with severe complications following the Dobbs v. Jackson Women's Health Organization decision. Here's a tweet that Kamala Harris tweeted out. It says, a young mother from Georgia should be alive today, raising her son and pursuing her dream of attending nursing school. This is exactly what we feared when Roe v. Wade was struck down. In more than 20 states, Trump abortion bans prevent doctors from providing basic medical care. But is that the real issue here? Or was it that she took this abortion medication, which we have talked about is very dangerous? It's very dangerous to do this. You don't get medical care. They're supposed to be in your home. You take this pill and it, just kills the baby.
So, I mean, this is totally fake news, what Kamala is posting there. What is she trying to say? She's trying to say that this woman died because of an abortion ban. This woman literally took an abortion pill, which is part of the abortion process. So she had to go into the clinic, get that prescribed, because you can't get that without a prescription.
I think you can now. They'll put them in the mail.
No.
Can you get it over the counter?
The abortion pills.
No,
You have to get a prescription. Okay.
It's not a after, what is it? It's not the Plan B.
Oh, I see.
It's the abortion pill that, you know, it has to be on early stages.
Mm-hmm.
So if they have, I think in Georgia, it's 6 weeks, it needs to be within that time frame. And so she literally died from an abortion performed through an abortion clinic.
Right.
So what are they talking about?
Well, apparently she pursued an abortion shortly after Dobbs' decision. She was, and Georgia's prohibiting induced abortion after 6 weeks gestation took effect. Hospital records obtained by the outlet Washington Examiner confirmed Thurman was approximately 9 weeks pregnant with twins when she was given the abortion agent mifepristone at a clinic in North Carolina. She took the second abortion agent, misoprostol, the next day as per protocol. On the evening of August 18th, 2022, several days after her North Carolina appointment, Thurman presented at the hospital with bleeding and signs of severe infection due to retained pregnancy tissue, or what is medically called retained products of conception. There was no fetal cardiac activity detected when she went to the hospital, meaning that the fetuses were no longer alive. But when she got there, apparently, let me see here, the diagnosis was that this was an infection due to an incomplete abortion, the standard of care for which is immediate antibiotics and a dilation of curtilage, also known as DNC. So they didn't do any of that. And so she also should have received antibiotics after presenting with this infection symptom. So looks like it was sort of some type of malpractice issue that she had going on here. But again, it all stemmed from her taking this abortion pill.
Yeah.
And Kamala Harris should be ashamed of herself for exploiting this woman's death for political reasons and for political power. It obviously was a botch, which what we call a botched abortion. This is a botched abortion that she did upon herself, and that like you said, malpractice. They didn't technically do the job when she came in and she got infected and she died.
Right.
That's on them. And Kamala Harris should be ashamed for lying and saying it wasn't.
Yeah. I mean, it's tragic. The whole story is really sad that, you know, she had twins, and I mean, it's really, really sad. And I mean, it means that they prescribed it. The doctors actually prescribed this pill, and they didn't take care of the complications. Yeah. Because if they did take care of the complications, she probably would have survived. But yeah, they're gonna do that. The thing is that they will dig up these types of cases,
right?
And that's what's going to happen. But it's really, really tragic, and we got to think of women. Do not even imagine this woman. Okay, she does survive, and then she just aborted her twins. Like, how do you?
This is the life that we're living. This is the state that we're living in right now. I mean, look what happened recently with Diddy and these indictments. You know, I mean, good Lord, if you guys have read the package of these indictments against this man, I mean, he was doing all types of illicit things to women. He was in there doing things to minors, and they've even denied him bail. Combs will continue to be held without bail. A judge ruled today on charges including sex trafficking by force, transportation to engage in prostitution, and racketeering conspiracy. We see all of this type of stuff going on. I mean, my question is to you all: is it women or is it men that are causing this type of stuff? Here we see a man was arrested for this, Diddy. Mm-hmm. But I mean, are women just as to blame for participating in this type of stuff?
Man, Diddy done. Diddy done. That's all I gotta say. Diddy done, y'all. Diddy done. Diddy been doing this a long time. We've been hearing about these stories a very long time with the Diddy parties. I don't know why Diddy didn't run when when he first heard about the indictment, I would have been on the plane. I would have been on to another country. They raided his house. The son was there. I'd have been gone. But to your question, I think it's all out. This is why this election is so important. The Bible says we're in the day of judgment. The church will be judged first and people will be under judgment. This is just Diddy's judgment. That's on Diddy. Okay. Diddy did all those things with minors and everything. Diddy got Diddy done. Okay. Diddy went to jail. He gonna get his due. He's not a saved man. He can't blame nobody but himself. I think we're looking at a world that's fallen from grace, and we're looking at the fall, and we're looking at God judging people. I don't think this is any women or anybody else's fault. I think this is Diddy's fault.
Yeah, I agree. It's everyone. It's the whole society.
Yes.
And unfortunately, it's even the Christians and people who live a fairly conservative lifestyle, but they're accepting others. They're accepting this deviancy that's going on around them. So, for example, when someone is having, different identity and the different life, like alternative lifestyles, even the Christians will say, well, I'll support them on that. No, supporting them on that is a sin in itself, because you don't support sin. Jesus, he sat with sinners, but he didn't support sin.
Right, that's true.
Like, remember that. He didn't tell the woman, the adulteress, he didn't say go and sin. He said go and sin no more.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. And again, as you mentioned, Chris, we're living in the last days and we're seeing more and more of this. Some people even say, I have to say, we do have another super chatter here, the Scrappy Beauty, $5 super chat. Thank you so much. It says money can't buy morals. Yep. Yeah, it surely can't. It certainly cannot. And it can't buy happiness either. A lot of people think that more money you have, the happier you will be. But a lot of these people we see on the TV, these celebrities and things like that, they're living these, glamorous lives, or at least it looks to be glamorous. But most of these people are not happy. They're not content. Happiness is not just you feel good all the time. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a situation where you can sit back, no matter what your day you've had, a bad day, a good day, and you can still say, I still have a good life. I'm content. And these days, these people, everybody's chasing this money, chasing this power, chasing this fame. And at the end of it, or I should say at the beginning of it, the person you're chasing is actually Satan. He's behind it a lot of the times. He is behind it, and he is there pulling your chain, keeping you running after all of it. That's what I think, at least. I mean, yeah.
Right. It's not real happiness.
No.
It's like cocaine happiness. It's like chasing the rush.
Right.
That's what they keep talking about, the joy. Like that we're so joyful. Joy is a moment in time.
Right.
It's not a contentment. It's not happiness that lasts.
And this takes us to the next clip. I want to get you guys' thought on this. This leftist liberal woman, she talks about being happy and joyful. This is clip number 3.
I'm 42, child-free, it's Sunday fun day, no babysitter needed. Let's go.
That's the alcohol talk.
And I want you...
That's the alcohol hit in.
Well, and this is her again in clip 4. Chris, are you crying?
No, it's a lonely woman. Look, this has been going on for the Black community for years. The girls will come out and make a video about the struggle and we don't need no man, an independent woman and everything, and then go home to a husband. We know Sierra and a couple other people do it. Now they're doing it with the white community, and they're trying to take the patriarchy down. We've seen what happens within the black community. A bunch of lonely women, a bunch of lonely single mothers. And she looked like she got her 42 with the drink in her hand. Come on now. This woman ain't going home to no man. This woman ain't going home to no man. Anybody can see right through this. This is a lonely woman. I'm not paying her no mind. This woman is lonely, and that alcohol kicked in right at that time in that video. She made that video.
Yeah, she looks sad. She looks really sad. And yeah, it's so unfortunate. Like, she goes home and cries.
Yeah.
And once the alcohol wears out.
She go home and drink more alcohol.
Yeah, and she's probably on the apps, the dating apps.
Yeah.
Just keep swiping constantly, hoping that somebody will come over.
That's Lizzo skinny. That's a skinny Lizzo.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just... She reminded me that video. She reminded me of Britney Spears, like those crazy videos.
Yeah. She's dancing.
Like the psycho energy that she has.
Yeah.
Right. It's the Lizzo treatment. It's another Lizzo. The great fat advocate Lizzo, the last fat advocate Monique, the great fat. Have you noticed all the great fat advocates? All of them, Monique, Lizzo, Oprah, all of them lose the weight. Have you ever noticed that? Mm-hmm. Because they get home. Lizzo said it lately. I can't get no man. I can't get no man. They go home and they get lonely for a man. They get in that bed and the chills get on no man, no phone call. Like you said, they swiping back and forth. That's just a lonely woman that ain't got no man. Don't fall for it, America. Don't fall for it.
How is she's saying that she is the threat to patriarchy. How is she the threat to patriarchy if she doesn't even have a man? Who is she a threat to?
Right. Well, she says that MAGA's people and people on the right.
Nobody cares about
Nobody. Go get on Match.com, girl.
Yeah. These, I mean, it is sad
She's
to
gonna
see.
get a grandpa because no one's like, literally she'll have to like get someone way older.
Yeah. And then and you can tell that these people, they're just like, look at me, wants attention. Right. It's like Lizzo used to do.
Right.
She stopped a little bit, but yeah, Lizzo does this type of stuff. They will look at me. They make these videos. I'm so happy, but really, you can tell.
It's sad.
Yeah, and you brought up a good point, because we do see the celebrity culture pushing this, and then many of them do have men. They have like Beyonce, like Sierra. Right. That was a good point you brought up there.
And all the fat advocates, the great fat advocates we've had over the years, Monique, Oprah, Ricky Lake, they all lose the weight. Star Jones say, I'm so happy with this bigness and this big belly and everything, and then stop fat shaming and shake it all out. And the next thing you know, they done lost the weight and went and got a man.
Yeah.
Well, Oprah always had a man, though. Stedman, she's been with Stedman for many, many years, but we don't see him often.
Yeah. Well, Stedman
you don't even know what's going on there.
I know. I'm a man. I'm telling you. I've always known what Stedman think. Ladies, I've always known what Stedman think. Stedman is thinking one thing: when are you going to keep that weight off, honey? When is you going to keep? I'm not going to marry you unless you keep that weight off. Because as soon as I get married, you're going to blow up again. You blowing up and blowing down, blowing up and blowing down. Which one is it going to be? Which one am I going to get? Which Oprah am I going to get?
I remember once it was Adele, right? Adele,
well,
when
she's on the spotlight now. She got married, and
but she lost a lot of weight.
Right, she did.
Weight.
Yeah.
And I remember her saying that, this is me and this is how I am, and like my curves and everything. And all of a sudden, she's like a lot thinner.
Right.
And it's like, just be honest.
Right. Be honest. Yeah. Fat advocates. It's a business fat advocate. I remember Monique, love to skin you in, girlfriend. Love to skin you in. Next thing you know, Monique got a man, lost the weight and everything.
Yeah, you're right. I know Trump has a rally on tonight. I wonder if is that still going on? Do we have that rally there? I know he has he's in New York or New Jersey, Nassau.
I think it's New Jersey.
New Jersey, is in New York. I think he's in New York. Yeah.
Oh, I'm wrong.
But I know it was at 7, but I'm not sure if it's still on, if we have it. If not, that's fine. I did want to try to check in on that and see. But you're right. Again, I do want to go back to the debate as far as what the View was talking about earlier. I want to play this clip until we can see if we have Trump here, of them actually going at Trump constantly over and over again. This is clip 5.
When is the time to sound the alarm? When is the time to start saying, well, does this look like Germany in 1932?
Increasingly, Donald Trump is turning this nation into Nazi Germany.
If the party nominates Hitler, you're going to vote for him? I mean, that's what I don't get.
I want to start using the word fascist.
Yeah, he's a fascist.
And tendencies, many tendencies like Adolf Hitler.
Yeah.
I said it, throw me off the air.
I hate comparing Trump to Hitler because Hitler could concentrate for more than 30 seconds and had normal-sized human hands.
You actually draw a line from Nazi Germany to the U.S. southern border. You remember that back then, boatloads of refugees were turned back.
Let's put up Charles Lindbergh and the 1940s Nazi sympathizers. They were also called Make America First.
Why do you think he uses the term America First, which is taken from history back when Nazi Germany was rising?
Language that he's using echoes language used in Nazi propaganda.
I'm sorry, is that straight out of Nazi Germany?
And frankly, it could be straight out of Munich circa 1928.
That is exactly why Donald Trump is compared to Hitler.
It's methodology that Trump no doubt learned from any number of authoritarian leaders over the last 90 years. Ataturk, Franco, Mussolini, Stalin, and Hitler.
This is not a reach. I could go back and talk about Nazi Germany, and I do it without any concerns whatsoever. And if people can't start drawing the parallels, well, you're just stupid, or you have your head in the sand, or you're one of them.
Wow. So
that's what I was saying.
This is what people are getting.
That's the rhetoric. That's why they're shooting at him. And it needs to stop. They need to, you notice it's the media? Almost every channel.
Yeah.
And that's another, what's this lady's name? Joy Reid?
Yeah. Oh,
leading the pack.
We have the Trump rally that's on live in New York right now. Let's take a look.
Hello to New York and a place called Long Island, which I know very well.
Where's it at?
New York, Long Island.
And I'm thrilled to be
Does he got a bulletproof vest up? I mean, the screen, does he have a screen up?
I don't think so.
Who are really the heart and soul of America. We know that.
I wish he stopped.
And the reason I'm here is because it hasn't been done in many decades. It hasn't been done for a long time, but we are going to win New York.
Woo. Yeah. Must be a reason why he's there. Obviously, they may think that they have a chance.
I wish he put a Louis Farrakhan up when he's up. He always put that little bulletproof screen up. I wish Trump get the bulletproof screen.
New York is actually, so I've met people from New York who are Republican, and they're saying that it's actually just the city, New York City, what is driving the state blue.
Many years,
the rest of New York is red.
Honestly say it, and we're going to do it. We have to do it. We do
I
it.
really
and
want
the
him to get a bulletproof screen.
Nationwide is over. We take over the White House and we fix up our country. Okay, we fix up our country.
Let me turn it up.
So as you know, 3 days ago there was yet another assassination attempt.
Right. He's talking about the assassination attempt.
It was the second one in 8 weeks by a violent radical left mobster. This evil assassin got within a few hundred yards.
We have a YouTube member. Hey, James. Thank you so much for becoming a member.
And they are outstanding. Spotted the barrel of his rifle in the bushes. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? He saw a barrel of a big, this was a big barrel. This you don't want to even talk about, AK-47. But he saw the barrel coming out of the very lush bushes.
Certainly are.
And he took fast action to stop the gunman before I even entered the line of sight. And I want to express my thanks to the U.S. Secret Service.
Remember me and you sitting there, KJ?
Yeah, we were at the Philadelphia rally right before the first attempt. Right behind him there.
Apprehend the attacker. And by the way, you possibly heard the story. So the secret agent, service agent, pulled out the gun and started shooting. He said, a barrel. He didn't talk like a lot of people. They talk. How are you, sir? What would you like to talk about? Would you like to talk about the weather? No, he pulled out the gun and he started shooting at him. And the villain
Nutbag.
No, but think of this. This could only happen with a woman because men aren't smart enough. I hate to tell you, fellas. So he dropped his gun. His car was a block away, and he started running because they had him. And he was
Chris
running,
Cuomo
running.
did. He did apologize. Chris Cuomo came out and blasted the mainstream media for the rhetoric and for making fun of Melania for coming out about this.
And pulled up to the back of the car and started taking pictures of his license plate.
He really need that bulletproof. He really need that glass
and she
in
took
front
the
of him.
pictures of his license plate, perfect, beautiful pictures like a professional photographer.
I'm talking about the witness that caught his plate and everything.
I just looked at a man. There was something strange going on. Who the hell would do that? Right? Only a woman. Only a woman.
Yeah, he's talking about the witness. If it had not been for the witness, they wouldn't even have gotten this guy. He would have gotten away.
So, Sheriff, if you had 1,000 events, how many people would have done that? Man or woman, how many people would have done that? Followed him, taken pictures of the license plate and also the type of truck that he was driving. He said,
"That's
maybe
amazing."
none. So she's a hero. I got to meet her.
Oh, wow.
And because of that, they were then able to catch him in a very speedy drive down the.
Yes, they did. And now DeSantis is on it. Did you guys see the news conference? He said he is not letting the FBI take over this investigation because of what they've done, with Trump. He is going to have the state of Florida prosecute this man, and he wants it done to the fullest extent of the law. I love DeSantis.
Let me also deliver a message straight to Kamala Harris. Have you heard of her?
Oh, what's he saying? He's going to deliver a message.
Careful, Trump. Careful. Careful, Trump.
Who, by the way, was just rated by far the most liberal senator in the U.S. Senate, more so even
than Obama.
Further left than Bernie Sanders.
Wow.
And Pocahontas.
I didn't know that. Oh, yeah. He's talking about, what's her name?
Elizabeth Warren.
Elizabeth Warren.
Bernie Sanders or Elizabeth Warren. Let
Thank
me
God.
also deliver a message straight to Kamala Harris, the radical left Democrat politicians, and the fake news media. Look how many are there.
I love DeSantis too, Krista. Yes. Oh, hey, James.
Jacksonville, Florida.
Yeah, we have a friend there. That's where.
One of the former hosts.
Yeah, she moved
there.
Who?
Colleen.
Oh, here?
Yeah, she moved to. She was here. Yeah,
We've got to get our media back in this country. We got to get them back.
We got popping politics.
Yeah. We need to get up on this show.
Stop the lies. Stop the hoaxes, stop the smears, stop the lawfare or the fake lawsuits against me, and stop claiming your opponents will turn America into a dictatorship.
Exactly. That's what we were just talking about.
Because the fact is that I'm not a threat to democracy. They are.
Yes.
Yep.
They're doing things in politics that have never been done before in the history of our country. And worst of all, with their open borders and bad elections, they have made us into a third world nation, something which nobody thought was even possible. Americans deserve a campaign based on the issues. We try and keep it on the issues. And God has now spared my life. It must have been God.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely.
President mentioned God as many times as this man has mentioned God. I'm voting for him just for that.
Yeah. We haven't seen it.
I've never seen a president mention God this much.
And I think he was the first president to go to that prayer breakfast as well.
He's going to turn this state around. He's going to turn this country around. He's going to make America great.
But you have Christians who are against him.
They're not Christians. They're not real Christians.
We just got a remnant in that message. The church is sold out. Church is sold out.
They follow their own whims.
Yeah. You're right.
These encounters with death have not broken my will. They
especially the black sold out.
A much bigger,
sad.
Because people are all on emotion. They're
my resolve to use my
they're trying to fit
to make
the
America
religion to themselves, not themselves to religion. Yeah.
Right.
Put America first. Earlier today, I was honored to receive the endorsement of the rank and file membership of the Teamsters. I love the
Wow.
That is amazing. That is amazing.
Teamsters Union.
Right?
Teamsters Union?
Yeah.
They delivered the big, heavy, most beautiful trucks you've ever seen. They delivered the concrete in all those buildings I built in New York. But you know, this hasn't happened in so many decades.
Things are looking up.
The overwhelming majority of the local chapters and the members, and as a result, the national organization has refused.
He ain't gonna do that if he don't put no bulletproof.
You brought up a good point about the Proud Boys, though. He needs to get the Proud Boys, like you said, line them up in front of him.
Line them up in front of, right in front of them. They need to be around the perimeter. They need to be walking the perimeter every time. They need to have binoculars looking out there. They probably do a better job than success.
We from Pop and Politics can call on people to go and protect Trump. If you're able to, go and defend Trump.
If you have a Second Amendment right to carry, get out there.
Yep.
Don't let the Secret Service jump you. Tell them ahead of time and get out there and say, I'm here for president.
We have,
like they used to do in the old days.
The Proud Boys do that everywhere. The Proud Boys go there with the guns. I mean, just go there to the rallies and then stand by.
Yep.
Stand by, like Trump says. Stand, hold on and stand by.
Putin has people like that.
Oh.
Yeah, the Cossacks.
If they voted the other way,
they're the militia. They're volunteer militia.
Volunteer militia. That's what they really are. Get them.
Thank you, Teamsters.
I'm calling it right on your show. I don't care. Well, sound my voice, whoever listening. Somebody get the Proud Boys. Somebody get the Trump administration. Get the Proud Boys around him. If not the Proud Boys, somebody like the Proud.
Yeah, it could be anyone, citizen.
Yes,
American citizens.
All right, it could be what's those guys who Guardian Angels, whatever. Just get them around them.
With your vote, we are going to rescue our country. We are going to rescue our Democrat-run states. We are going to start by saving the great state of New York.
Hopefully, prayerfully.
Yeah. It's just New York City that's very liberal. The rest of New York is conservative.
Oh.
Yeah. Upstate New York,
definitely.
It's just because New York City is so huge, like it's populated.
Right.
So they outweigh the votes.
USA.
USA. USA. USA. USA. USA.
Going up to New York, we're doing a campaign speech. They said, "What do you
want back there again?"
We
need some signs in here.
We can win New York, and we can win New York. We're going to win New York.
Oh, Blanca says, "Let me reach my Florida contacts and see if Trump can call into
reduce
Pop and Politics." Yes.
Yes, do it. Do it.
The only thing that I will
we need to
increase
save Baltimore too. Like we need to save Maryland and Baltimore. Maryland, there are so many conservatives, but there are too many liberals here, and they, we gotta save the state as well.
Well, that's why you're running, Chris.
That's me. I'm the Trump in Baltimore and taking the hits for it.
Yeah. And why are you running?
I'm running so I want to make Baltimore great. Baltimore's a great city.
Yeah.
We got a lot of history there, but it's going in the toilet for Democrat-ran city. And we have had Democratic rule for 60 years.
Wow.
60 years. I mean, come on now. Get somebody in there just to shake them up.
Right.
But I doubt people do it. People are so brainwashed.
It can happen. I mean, Baltimore is beautiful. Yeah. It has like you said, so much history. There's so much to do here.
Yeah.
And I want to be able to go into Baltimore and not worry about my state.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
We need a strong hand.
Right. I want to do it. That's what I want to do. But it's just hard because you'd be surprised the looks I get. You'd be surprised the look. The media has treated me bad.
Oh yeah.
But they give me a lot of coverage. But it's always, it's
negative coverage.
I'm a election denier and all this whole other stuff,
All right. Well, that does it then for us. We guys definitely go out and check our merch. We have new merchandise for you guys. So definitely check it out on our website. You would hit that, go to www.popandpoliticslive.com. And then you would click on the shop button. We have merch, shirts, sweatshirts, cups, all kinds of stuff for men and women. So definitely check us out there. Final thoughts, guys, for tonight. I want to start with you, Chris. And where can people find you?
People can find me at tinyearl.com/electchris and on Facebook. I'm on Facebook at facebook.com/Chris Anderson 2020. Facebook.com Chris Anderson 2020. And donate. You know, give me some push if y'all like. Give me some push in Baltimore because we're trying to make Baltimore great again. And it's going in. I mean, if we don't do something here, we don't get some kind of funding here in Baltimore. Baltimore's going. Listen, they're going to put the illegals here soon.
They're here. They're
going to be right at your. They're going to be right at your studio door saying, "Can we get some change from y'all when we come out soon?" So we got to do something. We got to make a change. We got to make Baltimore great again. Thank y'all for having me on.
Yeah, Yana, any final thoughts?
Well, like I always say, be brave. It is difficult times. It is scary, of course, like with the Trump assassinations, but it means that we are winning and they're afraid of us. So it's wonderful to see people connecting. So keep connecting and be steadfast in your faith, in your values, in your ideals. And that's all you need to worry about. Be steadfast and just continue being strong and connecting with others.
Yeah, perfect. I'll say something along the same lines. You know, the more we get closer to God, the stronger we become. And the sooner we come out of all of this, you know, glorify him, read his word, live out his word and his ways, and his spirit in your heart will do, and he will do great things in your life. You know, the country is changing. We've seen it right in front of our eyes. We're here in Baltimore. We see that the country is changing and not for the better. But you guys, wherever you are, I'm sure see things are changing. But guess what? God remains the same. He's the same today, tomorrow, and the next day after. And so if you can't do anything where you are, read his word and get closer to him, and you will see a change in your life. All right. So again, this is Pop and Politics. Thanks you guys so much for watching. Have a great night.
Good night.
What's up, guys? We are the ladies of Pop and Politics. And guess what? We have merchandise. We got merch. Check it out. We have a website, www.popandpoliticslive, where you guys can pick up the latest merchandise that we have here. Here's something. I use this every morning for my cup of tea. It's a Pop and Politics mug. Yeah, I drink every morning tea. Yeah. And I love it. So definitely check it out. We've got some cute shirts on there. Shelly, you have a shirt there that you love, right? Yes, cute shirt. And so definitely check it out. Again, www.popandpoliticslive.com. Appreciate the support. All right.
Go there now.
Yeah.
There you go.